driveway. And it's possible, because we live out in the boonies, to fall off one side or the other because, we didn't have the $10,000 to have it professionally paid. So our UPS guy would not only go off the road, he would drive up this hill into our drive yard, turn around, and go back down. One time, he got stuck on the road, and they had to go get they had to call a wrecker to come tow him off of our driveway because those trucks sit so low to the ground. And that's when UPS told him that told that specific driver you can't go up that driveway anymore. So I don't know what Seattle's problem is. He basically went off road to get our package to us.
They're like, homie, you're not the USPS. You can give up after some rain, sleet, snow, hail.
It's like, they didn't give you a 4-wheeler, bro. Calm down. It's good. I understand. Or like helicopter it into us or something. I don't know.
It's one of those squirrel suits and just
during hurricanes. They're just I guess
see-
it's a level 7 hurricane, but they really wanted their pizza.
It could be like Amazon and just drone your shit to you if you live close enough to the facility.
Oh yeah.
Well,
Oh man,
I
that
actually did that one where I wanted pizza, so I looked up at the sky and I went, man, it looks really bad out there. And I ran to the pizza place, right, to get there before the bad weather hit, and had to wait inside because a tornado hit behind me.
gosh.
Right? I basically just got inside in time to avoid getting hit by a tornado.
Man, it must have been really good pizza.
Yeah, I was like, man, if only this pizza was not like the cheap pizza place. I was like,
Oh, you didn't even get decent pizza.
no, it was pizza.
Rob, you need to help fund my enterprise of pizza delivery by drone. You
Do I look like Jeff Bezos?
Yes.
Man, I had a fantastic Jeff Bezos reference today. I got a little bit of money in the MMO I play, Tim, and I was like, I'm looking for Lumas, which are like the shiny Tim. I'm looking for Lumas on the trade channel, like Jeff Bezos looking for third world countries to buy.
Oof.
Yeah.
No, Jeff Bezos is the kind of rich where he just literally pits actual states against each other. It's like third world nations. I can pit first world states together. Dance New York, fight North Dakota.
But no one
Imagine
lives.
California trying to fight somebody.
I mean, you're not wrong in how he. It's like, who wants an Amazon headquarters? Let me see you say. What is it? I don't know. Say I'm a little fat girl. It's like, I'm a little fat girl. You don't want it hard enough.
Who's a good piggy?
We're good piggies. We'll give you free tax benefits, Mr. Bezos.
Oh, that hurts.
That's great.
That hurts so bad. Ouch. But it's true though.
It's true though.
That's why it hurts.
Back to your pizza delivering drone. I've seen someone who's set up for that. They had a mailbox, right? And then on top of their
We're gonna
mailbox,
start after this story, BT Dubs.
they put another pole up 10-15 feet in the air, and another mailbox that has its lid open, and there's a sign saying drone mail.
I like it.
That's nice.
Rob, fund this man.
I like how you're over here oh yeah, that's right everybody. Robert Carpenter here, venture capitalist for the Ilderon Tales.
Yeah.
Apparently.
All
I
right.
haven't said no.
Give us some investment strategy. Oh, let me turn on my web camera and
Look, if you'd like the hot take from Robert Carpenter's stock stakes, just pick at random.
pick at random. All right.
Scientists from I think Harvard had a monkey do that. Literally got in the top made millions.
I
Rob.
remember that. Okay,
Rob.
we are live. So I'm going to send us to the livey thing right here. Here we go. All right, there we go. Welcome to the Ilderon Tales. We are live on Twitch this week. It's so exciting. We are playing Dungeons and Dragons. Everything you are going to see tonight is live storytelling. Nothing is scripted, and the story can land in any number of ways. For the YouTube audience, that doesn't exist. For the Twitch audience that is tuning in today, if you are seeing my stream go live and you are coming to hang out, this is I'm going to try and make breaks in between for interactivity, but this is going to be less interactive with chat, just because I want to create a atmosphere and a tone, and I don't want to break it with like constantly reading chat and stuff. So I will be typing and hanging out in chat, but I won't be like addressing it as much on stream. Additionally, if you want to hang out and talk to any of the players about any of the stuff that's going on, we have a live campaign channel. If you type !Discord, you can join our Discord, and there's a channel that you actually see right below me that is actually text and stuff from our Discord where other players and people hang out and chat with. Moving on from there, if you're under 14 and you're watching tonight, please stop watching. You're going to see content that's not appropriate for you. And finally, we are playing in a homebrewed world of our own creation. It is the world of Ilderon. There's a website. You can go, you can Google search it. It is www.ilderon.com, ilderontales.com, and you can read all about the setting that we have created, and it is really fantastic. All right, we have a full party tonight. We're missing JV, but JV actually is leaving the campaign for real life reasons. So I will be controlling Kayeth until we say goodbye to his character. And yeah, otherwise everybody else is here. So let's do the recap-a-roni. Oh, and we have a potential special guest with us, depending on how or how not the session turns out. Rob might be guest starring. Rob, I don't know how you feel about that. I didn't really ask you before. I just like, hey, if you want to, show up, and you're here, so I'm just assuming.
Oh, if anything, I'm more mad about the fact you've spoiled the surprise. Maybe I was just here to get ahead of the whole Twitch flag problem.
Oh, okay, I lied.
Spoiler alert, assholes!
I lied. There's no special guests tonight. Nobody's here, and nothing's going on. So, anyways, let's jump into the recap. Last session started on the 30th of I read the recap. I promise I did read the recap. But I did not read the quote of the session. So what does this mean? Nayoka, the performance artist. Alright. Last session started on the 30th of Noble. The party was headed towards Lothrone. They had just left Malinen's prison complex and found their way out of it and decided to head south towards Lothrone. As they were traveling through the bog and the marsh, they encountered a really bad storm, decided to sleep for the night rather than pressing on. Nayoka kind of helped suspend everybody's tents and turn them into hammocks. They roughed out the storm, and while they were sleeping, they heard a very large, terrifying bird. However, it didn't seem to come near their camp or mess with them, so it was pretty calm night, all things considered. Waking up on the 31st, the storm had simmered down just a little bit. However, it was still raining quite a bit. They marched on through the rain and got into the thick of the boglands and found that most of the area was either toxic or inhospitable, and continued to keep traveling on. That said, Inazaya did collect some rainwater and some bog water and purified it and drank it and was all right. And then I think the party, I don't know what the party did from there with the water, but I think they were fine on.
We had an endless jug, I think.
Yeah.
Or X amount of water in the jug.
All right, and so moving on from there, the 32nd of Noble hit, and the party kept walking, finally arrived at Lothrone, found Lothrone to be a ruinous collection of buildings where the Warforged, which in Ilderon are known as the Stonehearts, were living, and they found out that each Warforged had their own kingdom. Their kingdoms were like basically micro kingdoms. Their houses were their kingdoms. And they talked to a Warforged named XM31, who was a tavern keep of sorts here. The Warforged were very friendly, I say with quotation marks, and welcoming, I say with quotation marks, in the way that animated machines can be. Or animated, I guess, in Ilderon statues can be. And the party waited at Exim's tavern and spoke to several other Warforged, who informed them that a famous Warforged artist was on the 76th hour of doing a performance, in a art performance in the middle of town. The party went to look at it and beheld the spectacle that is Warforged art. The Warforged had impaled himself to a tree and was slowly digging the bark away from the tree, and it was a piece of performance art that spoke measures to their status and place in the world, but the party just didn't get it. And that's art. You either get it or you don't get it. I'm kidding. Moving on from there, the party asked about for the Warforged leader. There isn't really a single leader of this settlement. However, most of the Warforged look up to a Stoneheart by the name of Xi. Xi lived atop the hill in one of the largest ruined structures. The party went to Xi's kingdom, and climbing the hill, they walked through the bones of a giant dead serpent that lined the entire path, and Xi had spent a lot of time polishing the bones of that. Upon arriving at Xi's kingdom, they saw that Xi had 2 phoenix eggs, 1 baby phoenix, and a hatched water phoenix, and the hatched one was gone, or a larger hatched one that was missing. There we go. Xi greeted the party as they were marveling at the phoenix hatchlings. They noticed that the one that had currently hatched from its egg was suffering as there was no food in Lothrone, and the Warforged didn't have much organic matter to feed it that birds eat. And that it was starving, and the party began to bargain for the Phoenix hatchling. Through bargaining, they also learned that the Shield Hand, the lady they've been tracking, she's been winding and dealing throughout the entire region with all of these different political figures, had also been here. She made a deal with Xi and had traded him for... They had traded him the 4 phoenix eggs for the skull of the giant water serpent that used to be at the top of his kingdom. Befuddled as to why she would want such a creature, was the party able to deduce what she was doing with it? Okay, I was about to say, I don't want to spoil anything, so if you guys know what she's doing, feel free, but I'm going to skip that part.
I think we were suspecting she was trying to revive it.
Okay, yeah, that's a really good assumption. I remember there was talk that Xi did tell you that she was her original purpose for going to Lothrone
Was to recruit them.
Yeah, was to recruit them, because bad things were about to start happening on Galkin, and she wanted as many people on her side as possible. From there, the party agreed to trade one of Wilbur's creations, and that's what I needed to handle at the start. needed to trade one of Wilbur's creations to Xi, and in exchange he would give you these phoenix eggs, and you guys would take them back to Coven for safety. And the party left. Wilbur started tinkering for the night to build his contraption that he was going to trade to Xi. The party put on a small show for the Warforge, and we were just like, this is theater. And a couple Warforge came and enjoyed it, and the night passed without much issue. And I believe oh no, the night didn't pass. Wilbur actually finished tinkering that evening on the 32nd.
And we went back and traded.
Yep, you went back and traded, and Xi gave you the Water Phoenix. Okay, so let's see.
And then we convinced them to give us the eggs to take back Coven safety.
Yeah.
I think that's how it went.
Let's see. I've got a picture for these. Until I actually go in and make art for this, because it's harder to like make creature artwork. I actually have to sit and make it. I'm gonna use this picture for now for it, and then we'll update it in the future when I sit down and actually make art for it. That said, that is royalty free, so it is what it is. Oh wait, and we don't need this. Alright, so I just showed you guys the Water Phoenix hatchling. I'm going to add more of its abilities and stuff to its sheet. Wesley, are you there?
No.
Okay, cool. So did you read the recap? Rob was wonderful, and he outlined the information on how the infusions work for Artificer. So as long as you know that infusion, the homunculus is active, you can't make another infusion. But since I decided out of fairness, since you're trading, essentially a piece of your character for this, Phoenix, I'm going to make it comparable to your homunculus servant. Also, I don't have all of its features typed out on its sheet yet, but I will. It's not going to level up with you. It's going to level it up as, Phoenixes do in Ilderon. The more it dies, the more potentially powerful it gets.
Oh. So I gotta...
So I gotta kill it? No, you don't have to kill it.
I don't want it to die.
Your whatchamajigger had that thing. The homunculus servant had evasion. It doesn't have evasion, so it'll probably die to some fireballs. You'll be fine. And I'll get stronger as needed. That said, it has the potential to scale up a lot quicker, so it's fun.
Cool. So he can be he's like my parrot, but he's a phoenix.
Yeah, and he's a small creature. It's a small elemental. I can't decide if it should be small or tiny, because at this point it's about the size of a cat. It's
fair.
Yeah, it's a very large bird, but it's very small for what these things can be.
Sure, it's a baby.
Yeah.
All right. Have to name it.
With that, the whole party, you guys do have control over its sheet, so you can go in and rename it if you want. And you can update its notes. I'll roll you a d4. I'll roll you a d6. I'll roll you a d6. I think that's the fairest way to do. This one is 4 days old, and it is the first time it has ever hatched.
Baby.
Alright,
Squeeze
it. Let's get started from there. So the party is inside of the party's inside of Low Throne. And it is the late evening of the 32nd of Noble. And let's get some relevant music going on. And I believe it is raining, or the rain was just like letting up. All right. What do you all want to do?
I'm gonna tend to the little feather baby. See if he wants something to eat.
Okay. There are 2 eggs here, and who is going to be carrying these eggs? The eggs are 12 pounds each. They're hefty things.
Would they be safe in a bag of holding? They don't. Do eggs need to breathe?
Elementals. I am gonna say they don't need air. Now, if they were fire phoenixes, then I'd say something
If
else.
they don't mind the endless expanse of void that is inside this bag, we could keep them safe in there.
Roll me a history check for free, Zeronis.
Let's see. Well, it's not a negative.
Or no, I'm gonna take it as a nature. I'll take your roll, but you can add your nature bonus to. Oh. Okay.
25.
So Wilbur, you have heard stories about these creatures, and you've probably seen these eggs before from various pirate captains you have worked with. They don't hatch unless certain conditions are met for them to hatch. In most cases, the eggs are kind of kept and stored. Sometimes, over decades, never hatching and just, being handed hand to hand. So you don't think it's wholly detrimental for them to be in a bag of holding.
Okay. Well, excuse me. I will make that suggestion with the caveat that we, I guess, check on them every hour or so until we're sure. Maybe not an hour, maybe every 10 minutes.
Well, if we are not sure, I can carry one with no issues at all.
As can I.
Well, I know they stay dormant, or can stay dormant for decades. So they're not going to hatch until they're, good and ready. So they should be fine.
Be fine in the bag.
Yeah. It's just, and I would like that.
I'm not saying don't put them in like a pack. It's just the bag of holding. That's another dimension. We don't necessarily know what that could cause.
I'll go in with them for a minute or two.
Well, I wouldn't. You don't need to go in there because
I can watch them then.
But you can't
There's
breathe
no
in
air.
there.
Yeah. As long as you leave the lid open, I can exit when I start to suffocate.
Actually, not how that works. It's probably best that just the eggs go in and they would be safe from damage in there if nothing else. We don't know what we're going to run into out here.
That's true.
I think we should go to back to the Maven. We completed our mission.
Yeah, I could go for that.
So, regardless of putting them in a bag, why don't we just use the spells scroll that Buddy Kirith has? And
Yeah.
The only other thing is we do require food for Azure here. He's starting to show signs. And we figure the best place to get food would be Dagger Gully. Are we closer to Dagger Gully now? Should we head there first, or...?
Speaking of which, let me make sure I'm putting people's characters on screen so that now that we're streaming over here, other people can kind of know who's talking. Speaking of which, Inazaya, when you gesture to Azure, Azure is not there. Azure has walked away. He walked away a few moments prior.
Oh.
Who has the bird?
Wilbur has the bird.
Okay.
Yeah, the bird is staying with me. And my gun.
And my gun.
Well,
Yeah. So that's something we're gonna need to address.
Well, we got time.
Brandon, how close are we to Dagger Gully?
I'll move you back to the world map.
Would we know how far or how long it would take us to get there?
Ooh, you know what? I could just show you the Dagger Gully map, but here we go. Let's see. You know what? I should do that. I'm gonna move you to the Dagger Gully page because I already showed everybody what the city looks like, so it's not really much of a spoiler. Oh no, this picture doesn't have it. Okay, actually, all right. Actually, we are going back. Okay, so Dagger Gully is that's about as zoomed in as we can get right now. You guys are. I'll do this as a purple mark. You guys are at Lothrone. Dagger Gully is the purple line. Is the travel it would take you to get there. If you want me to calculate that, I can calculate it for you. You'll just have to give me a couple seconds to do the math. Math is fun. Let's.
Was that like 600 or whatever ish?
600 miles.
I don't know. I'm just guessing about that.
Dagger Gully, it's, let's see, it's 202 miles.
Oof.
And you all would be walking. And let's see, you don't have any favorable conditions. Alright, it would take 7.5 days of walking on foot if you walked straight to Dagger Gully. That said, Coven does have people who can teleport you guys places.
Yeah.
Not terrible. Also, you can pay somebody else to teleport you places, too.
Money.
We have
that?
Yes, you do.
Interesting. So we could we could potentially teleport back home, drop off this insanely valuable, thing that we have, and then go back to Dagger Gully, absent of the incredibly valuable stuff that we have in Dagger Gully.
Tay is lovely.
I agree, considering how far it would be. I don't know for sure, but I don't think Azure could hold out for that long on the trip there.
Yeah, I don't believe he could either. Speaking of that, where did he go?
I think he's tempted, so he's moved away.
I'm gonna leave the group and just start trying to find him, Brandon.
Okay. All right.
While they were continuing to discuss.
Okay. Let's jump over to Azure. Steve.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Azure. You are going hunting. So go ahead and roll me. I'll give you. Any knowledge you have as a player is knowledge you have as a player. Otherwise, if you want Azure to try and track this beast, or this elemental, you have to roll me a survival check to try and track it.
Okay.
And this first check, I guess, would be giving you your bearings, and I guess it wouldn't necessarily be straight tracking it, but it's definitely like where I guess the starting point is.
All right, survival. I believe that he knows that the thing that we heard when we first arrived in the area was like that sound was that creature.
Yes. And do you remember how far away that was?
A few miles, maybe.
Yeah. So, and like, I guess with that 8, Azure is not going to get any sense that that creature is anywhere close right now to Low Throne. And I'll say with that 8, like, Azure knows like this isn't something, you know, you kind of go out, find, hunt, and then, you know, come back. It's like something you might have to spend some time tracking and following. Not to mention, you know, it can cover distance pretty quick. I would say, too, while Azure is, like, out here on the trail, like, walking down the hill through the bones, Nyoka is going to come up walking behind Azure. Azure and Nyoka are together.
Where you run off to?
Well, still one out there, and my hunger is a problem. I'd like to fix it.
You gonna eat it?
I'd like to.
Okay. Let's see where we can go. I am also going to try.
You're also going to what?
I'm gonna do a survival.
Okay. Trying to help Azure track this. Again, you're going to be on the... it's going to be the same thing. Like, this isn't going to be initially tracking it. This is going to give Nyoka a chance, like, an idea of where to start.
Don't know.
Yeah.
It's a lovely place.
Nyoka looking up, it's storming. Any way of tracking a creature in the storm is kind of hard. And it's a water creature.
And it flies.
And it flies.
Well, I guess it was a little ways off. I wonder if I can remember what direction I heard it last time. Try that.
Yay, pity.
I won't make you guys roll for that. You came in from the northeast part of town.
Do we have any rations?
You have what's on your character sheet. Kayeth has, I believe, 60 something. Oh, I have to keep up with his stuff now. I believe he has 60 rations left in his bag of holding for you.
Well, good thing that's my bag of holding. So,
and I have 10 rations as well on me. So
Nyoka's gonna get about 5 or 6 rations. He's gonna put it on like a stick. That isn't straight, but close. And he is going to kind of hold it up aloft or whatever.
All right. How many rations are you getting out?
6.
6. Okay. I have adjusted the bag of holding.
all right, let's make haste if we're going to do this thing. It may take time, but it's going to be worth it.
And yeah, I'm gonna follow whatever direction Azure points to. But I'm gonna hold up. I'm gonna hold up the stick. Hopefully, attract the bird.
Alrighty. You both head out into the night to find this phoenix. Let's jump over to the rest of the party because it's going to be a hot second. Rest of the party. Nyoka and Azure have left. You have your phoenixes, and pretty much everybody is in agreement to head to Coven.
Alright.
I guess up here.
But we're probably leaving in the morning, because it's the middle of the night right now.
Yeah, and I guess up here too. Kayeth is going to. Kayeth's going to say. I think it would be best if we didn't let those. If we didn't let those two go wandering off too far.
Yeah.
From Lothrone. This region, I heard, could be kind of dangerous.
Well, why did he want to go and walk off by himself like that in the first place?
Kayeth is going to gesture for the party to follow and say, I don't know, but we are going to have a team meeting about this whenever we return.
Yes.
To Coven.
Yes.
And
Do we
Check
know
that
what
off the bingo.
Kayeth is going to gesture for the party to follow, and I don't know. Kayeth will stop and think, and Kayeth will say, well, if Azure truly is hungry, might be after the other Phoenix that's out there.
He'd best not.
And he is going to say, well, let's round them up and let them know that we have a strategy for them. Come on, everybody out into the rain.
Fine, I'll go out in the rain.
Brom follows without question.
All right. Oh, I am going to rule that the party is going to. I'm going to rule that the party is going to be behind Azure and Nyoka, and for about 10 minutes behind their path. Unless Nyoka or Azure want to try and do this stealthily.
We would like to cover our trail now and then. Maybe even lead false trails.
All right. In order to do so, go ahead and roll me a survival check. And it's going to be contested by, I suppose, Azure or Kayeth will be leading the party.
Can you do that part, Nyoka?
Well, who would be the best
Nyoka
at
actually
tracking
doesn't
somebody?
care, so he's just going to keep walking when it gets suggested.
Okay, well, I'll see if there's a way I can do it in passing.
Well, I feel like if Brom's the muscle, Kayeth will defer to Brom if you want to roll that in survival, and he'll.
Would nature work, or
no, this would not be a nature check. You're trying to actively track somebody. That
all right?
said,
Well, I'll help.
Brom can't find him.
well, hold on. That said, Kayeth does have Gimple, who is a nighttime tracking expert that he does habitually use to see through and travel with. So go ahead and roll the check with advantage. As,
okay.
He'll be scouting with.
I'll roll
Gimple.
again then. Nope, still can't find him.
All right, you guys go wandering out into this storm. It is a dark and stormy night. The party is unable to catch up with Inazaya, or not Inazaya, with Nyoka, and unable to catch up with Nyoka and Azure.
This sounds like the beginning of a horror story.
Azure,
We're all gonna die.
Yes.
Azure and Nyoka, you guys go off into the stormy night tracking this bird. You have a idea of where you ran into it. About you guys were one day north of this place.
Okay. So we headed north.
Yes. I'm just deciding. I guess you guys will be traveling for a couple hours, without coming across, without coming across the grounds that. Well, actually, no. You travel north for a couple hours, and you'd get to the Ring of Swords that marks the Warforge's territory. And you know that you camped here. You camped just north of this area, about 4 more hours north.
You cannot get any more extra than putting swords in the ground. How?
Alright, do you guys continue to
What'd you
travel?
say, Annie?
Oh, sorry. How tall are the swords?
The Warforged swords? A lot of
Yes.
them were Juggernaut units. They used broadswords and great swords. So, some
nice.
of these swords are up to 4 to 5 feet long. Some of them,
It's like my height.
smaller, stuff. And I say swords, but there'd be spears and other things here planted too. Just, they laid down all of their weapons.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, we would continue on north until we basically find some signs or hear something.
Alrighty. So you travel through the evening, and through the mid-morning. You guys arrive at, and while this is happening, does anybody back and does anybody in the rest of the party want to do anything?
We're still trying to find them, I guess.
Yeah,
The party
I
doesn't
can't
turn
think of
around.
No.
All right.
I
So-
might see if Kayeth can maybe message them.
He'll try. The party does need to sleep and does need to eat. The party cannot freely travel in a stormy night, beyond exhaustion or without risking exhaustion. I would say at the 4-hour mark, the party would probably have to stop and make camp or risk exposure to the elements. And I think
Alright, sounds
Kayeth
like we
would.
need to rest then.
Yeah, I think Kayeth would bring that up of just like, all right, everybody, let's make camp here. We'll keep looking for them in the morning.
All right.
All right. At that, Nyoka has all of Kayeth's camping gear.
Yeah.
Nyoka has the whole party's camping gear.
Oh.
Yeah, thanks.
You're welcome.
Okay.
So I guess we're not resting, huh? Let's keep going.
All right. So yeah, in the soggy rain. Oh gosh. Well, this just becomes a lot more dire.
Yay.
Thanks, guys.
Let's see.
Not everything. I think Wilbur would have his own stuff because he has his own bag of holding.
I am a rogue.
I don't know how many
I-
tents you have, but I remember the party was sleeping 2 people to a tent, and Nyoka has the 4 tents inside of the bag of holding.
Yeah.
Rob
own
never
stuff,
stayed in a
but-
tent.
Yeah, maybe the tent that Kyra bought, but Wilbur should have some stuff of his own.
My stuff.
All right. So at this, like, as you guys start setting up camp, and there's no camp to be set up, Kayeth is going to send a sending to Nyoka and say, and I will roll a percentage die real quick. He's going to send a sending, and he'll say, Nyoka, this is your superior officer. It is absolutely unacceptable to be going out this far into the evening. We are looking for you. You have all of our stuff and all of our supplies. And if we continue out after you, we'll... Hold on. Unacceptable to go out into the evening. You have all of our stuff and all of our supplies. If we continue looking for you, we'll be stuck. That's all he has the words for.
Okay, do I get to respond, Eddie?
You have the chance to respond with 25 messages. Or 25 words.
Boss, me no understand. Why you searching for me? Me helping friend Azure hunt Phoenix. You go back, sleep in house.
Alright.
Me be back.
Kayeth is going to say to the rest of the party, you know what? I'm done with this. I'm going to go back to Lothrone. I'm going to go to the theater, and I'm going to sleep with the roof over my head for the night. And if they're not back by morning, he'll shrug and say, we'll figure it out then.
Technically, it is morning, Brandon. You already said it was.
Yeah, it is morning, but it's not sunrise. They're not back by sunrise.
Alright.
Kayeth is going to begin heading back.
Messed up.
Oh. Brahm follows him.
Alright.
Don't really have a choice.
Yeah.
Let's... alright, and does Wilbur go back too?
What choice do I have?
That's fair.
You have every choice.
Alright.
You just, if you don't want to be alone.
Let me grab... let me grab the right character cards. I just looked down at my character cards and I noticed that I had the wrong stuff. Alright. Let's see. That is that. That. Alright. You don't matter. Okay.
That's no way to talk to Shelby.
Alright, I just needed to roll some stuff for myself. Alright, the rest of the party is going to head back to Lothrone, trudging through the night. Azure and Nyoka, you are going to find the area that you camped out at. You were able to find the area you camped out at the night before. It is pretty early in the morning by the time that you both get here.
Brandon.
Have we traveled
Yes.
that day north yet?
You guys have traveled 8 hours north.
Go ahead.
If I recall, didn't Azure have a sword that was infused by... Didn't you have a +1 infusion on your sword?
Yeah. By you.
Alright. That's going to expire in the morning.
Alrighty.
Okay.
There's something I needed to check for myself. Alright, you guys have reached your campsite. I didn't make you guys roll for coming back here because you generally walked along the road and remembered where it was at. You guys didn't camp too far off the road. Not very hard to find, I guess, things on the ground here because it's such a rare region to pass through. What do you want to do?
Unless there's any Phoenix tracks, just keep going north.
There are not any tracks. Alright, you guys can head north. I'm gonna remove you from this session for the night. Okay. Just because I don't feel like it's fair for the rest of the party. And I guess we'll come back to your characters at another point, because it's like, and I'm trying to do this fairly. Like, you guys didn't roll to be able to track or know where this Phoenix is at. You're kind of just, you got meat on a stick, and you're just walking north for hours on end through a storm.
Well, so Nyoka, no, I agree with you. Nyoka isn't going to do this much longer. So he's going to track, and he's going to talk to Azure about tracking, and if he can't find it, it'd be like, well, we tried, and then he's going to go back.
Yeah, we can totally roll for tracking more. I don't mind. But,
yeah,
it could be a long journey, yeah.
Can you even track a flying creature?
Yeah. I mean, I'll let you guys have another survival check at it. Of trying to, you know, just locate things around of like where it might be or like what it might be doing. That said, throughout the night, you did not encounter it.
Okay.
Well, that didn't work for Azure, that's for sure. Whereas Nyoka really did something good.
Nyoka! That's what I'm talking about. Alright. That's our second nat 20 of the evening. Alright, so Nyoka, you're going to be looking around this campsite of where this creature was at, and you are going to be able to kind of put like two and two together. Like, you remember when Kaya told you, you know, he heard the creature in the night, and then kind of learning that like it wants food. Nyoka's gonna have a better idea of, you probably shouldn't be tracking the creature and should probably be tracking the things the creature would try and eat. With that, Nyoka is going to be able to go on to is going to be able to pick up the tracks of a couple of different like smaller forest creatures, of what appear to be like rodents, squirrels, and the other such that Nyoka is able to follow the trail's trappings of. That said, I'm assuming that Nyoka's going to like point it out, and you guys are both going to go after it
for a little bit.
Okay.
Like I said, Nyoka is not gonna waste a whole lot of time because he already got one message from Kyra.
All right. Give me 1 second to look something up, and then we'll move forward. All right. So as you go following this trail, Nyoka, you're going to find several of these tracks as you get closer to what you believe to be a warren of these creatures built into the brush of the forest floor here. Looking around, you can see that this warren has been disturbed, and something large has disturbed it. Whatever creatures were in here, some have either fled or been pulled out.
You broke up for me, Brandon.
You find a warren built into the forest floor here of these rodents that you have been tracking. You can see it's been disturbed by something large, and that some of the creatures have been either pulled out or have fled from this place.
Nyoka's gonna look at Azure and say, "What do you think?"
Yep, that looks promising. I think it was here. Well done.
I wonder if it's gonna come back soon.
I don't know about here, but maybe it would try to find them where they're still alive. Maybe we can track some more. Or if you feel it's the best idea, we could wait here, but I don't know why it would come back to a place with nothing.
Yeah, do we hear? We don't hear any cawing in the back.
Oh, that would be a perception check. I've been going off of your passive perceptions.
Okay. Let's do perception.
Nyoka is straight killing it.
Ooh.
Absolutely killing it. Nyoka, you
Good
are
job.
going to, like Azure and Nyoka, you look around. You don't see anything through the brush. And overhead, though, you see it like a strange raindrop, and then you kind of notice, wait, that's not... In the distance, you see there is something circling this area. You believe it to be the Phoenix.
All right, I pointed out to Azure, and that's where we head.
Yeah. Get close to where it's circling.
All right. All right. The party is... the party... Nyoka and Azure are going to get in this thing's hunting grounds. And start approaching it. It is circling this area warningly, as you guys have been watching it. Ever so often, it swoops down You get a little closer to it. You see it swoop. It's grabbing things off the floor and dropping, and eventually dropping them. Small creatures. As you guys get closer, every couple minutes you see something scurry by you, and it seems that it is almost shepherding or kind of leading its prey. The things that are running by you guys, though, are quick, really quick, purple blurs. Do you guys get within the territory that this thing is circling? That said, it is going to take notice of you, and it is going to let a caw, kind of just like, no, I can't do it. I can't do a bird squeal like, no.
Oh no, that was perfect.
Yeah, exactly. And it's going to kind of echo over the landscape against the rain. Oh, what do you guys want to do?
Nyoka is like, this is your show. How do you eat it? You know?
Out of character, Brandon, how does the soul consumption work? Do I have to weaken them first, or...?
You have to reduce it to 0 HP and be in physical contact with it.
Okay. We need to knock it down and hurt it a lot, and then I need to finish hurting it while touching it.
That's gonna be a problem, boss. I mean, I got a ranged attack, but it could just fly away. Is there a way you can keep it locked down?
Brandon, does it seem like my charm might work on it?
No, I believe I said your charm is on humanoids.
Okay. Yeah, you're right, humanoid. Okay.
As you guys are standing here, one of these creatures that's hurting is going to zip by you. It stops, dodges, weaves around you guys, moving out of one patch of grass into the next.
Dart after it, because it might get dived at. And pull out my sword.
Alright. Oof.
What did it look like?
Azure, you can't really tell. You got 9 perception. Everything is just rain in your eyes and
okay.
blurs.
Shiny, ugly blobs.
Alright, you are going to chase after this thing. As it goes running, you go running, following it. You see just the very, very faintest, faintest movements of it as it dodges. As it dodges, bends. What's the word? What's the word?
Weaving?
Yeah, weave, but that's not exactly the word I want for, like, the quick turns that it's making. You notice it is a squirrel of sorts, but it has purple and green streaks going through it.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, as you approach this one, like as you continue chasing it, you notice that it's kind of running in pattern, or at least lining up in pattern with others that are, all being herded by this creature. Like now you can see like 2 or 3 moving between these brushes. And,
All right. Well, I'll attempt to get to the center where there's more and more, so that I can be where it's diving down.
Okay. As you're chasing this thing, make me a athletics check as it goes under some brush that is particularly thick. All right, come on, Azure. Let's. Oh, that's gonna be a 9.
Yeah, it's not that great.
Steve! Let's go
Yay!
tonight. 139. All right.
At least it's going up.
Yeah.
True.
As you go chasing after this thing, you're going to get stuck in this brush. By the time you push through it, you have lost these creatures.
Okay. I'll use perception again, I guess, to see if I can catch sight of it and where it's diving. Just try to get closer to that spot.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a perception check. Nayoka, what are you doing?
Nyoka is looking at Steve going, why is he attacking that when we want the bird? He's just kind of standing there.
It's like my third one. This roller's broken.
You look up from the patch of brush you're in. You don't see the creature, or rather, you don't see the phoenix.
All right. I'll either try to follow my footsteps back if they're visible, or just sit still for a minute and try again.
All right. You begin walking back, and as you start walking back, you hear that shriek, not caw, shriek. That's what I wanted.
Okay.
You hear that shriek, kind of echo through the air as something swoops into the trees. Turning around, you see the blur of this phoenix diving down, kind of, mangling like wherever these creatures were at, tearing apart the brush, and then flapping its wings and flying up. Azure.
So it wasn't very close to me?
No, not close enough for an opportunity attack, but as it does, it riles a swarm of these creatures that's going to run from the brush, running past you again.
Okay, I'll stick with the mass of them, so that most of them are with me.
They are aggressive. As they swarm by you, they are going to make an attack at you. They do miss.
Okay. I'll still stick with them. As many as possible.
All right. You start running with these creatures. What is their speed? And I guess I'll get a character card for them in a second. You're able to keep up with them now as they're shepherded back into the field. And let's see, I'll put this on screen and I'll make a card for them. You're able to keep up with them as they're shepherded back into the field. You can see these are squirrels, but they've been magically afflicted or affected by something.
Sure, similar to the invisibility ones. Just a little different.
No, these squirrels look almost toxic in nature, as if living in this region, their biology has fundamentally changed.
Gotcha.
Nayoka. Azure is running back into the field. He's got a swarm of blighted squirrels surrounding him.
Nayoka curses and throws a spectral spear at it.
Okay, at the swarm?
At the swarm.
Okay.
Is it attacking him? He assumes it's attacking him, right?
It is. Go ahead and roll me initiative. You guys aren't moving in initiative rounds. These other creatures are moving in initiative.
You want me to roll initiative?
Yes. Go ahead and roll me initiative.
Are we doing cinematic?
Yeah, unless you guys want me to move you to a grid.
I don't care. I mean, is it going to be full-blown combat, or is it just...
You guys are trying to kill a pretty decently strong elemental. The bird is a large bird that is swirling around. Alright, they are going to beat you guys for initiative. Azure, you see Nyoka starts readying a spear. As you are running with these creatures, they are going to make another swarm attack at you. Some of them running up your ankles, biting at your armor. They do not hit you.
Okay.
That said,
I'd like to switch to my heavy crossbow.
Okay. You can do that on your turn. That said, this creature is going to make another flyby attack. It is going to swoop down, making another flyby attempt, targeting the swarm. That said, it is going to miss and miss.
Is attack of opportunity possible at this point?
It flyby. It does not provoke attacks of opportunity.
Huh.
Nyoka, it is your turn. As Azure is running towards you, I don't know if he's screaming or what, but just this large 10-foot by 10-foot bird swoops down, wings to the ground, claws at Azure, trying to grab these creatures. They jump off of him. It flaps its wings and lifts itself back into the air. It is about 35 feet above Azure.
Okay. So are the little things trying to kill Azure still?
Yes. It's not so much that they're trying to kill Azure, and it's more so Azure is next to them. Like, they're acting as feral creatures act. Feral creatures act that are being chased by, a man in armor.
Okay. So he was chasing them. I'm sorry, I misunderstood that.
He was chasing them. They ran back the other way after he gave up, and now he's in the middle of their swarm. He's actively staying inside of their swarm.
Okay, I'm gonna attack the swarm then.
Okay, go ahead and give me an attack. Roll. Uh, 14. Let's see, what are these things armor class? That is going to hit. And you're going to deal 8 points of force damage to these creatures. Let me record that. At that, some of them are going to look at Nyoka and get agitated. Alright, do you want to do anything else with your action?
No,
Alright.
That's
Steve, it's Azure's turn.
Alright, well, realizing that his melee attacks aren't going to be able to happen with these swoops because the swoops don't provoke any opportunity, he's going to go ahead and switch to his heavy crossbow and stop, in the middle of the clearing, and see if he can track the bird enough to shoot at it. If he does, if it's easy, he'll shoot.
You see it flying back up into the field. Go ahead and roll me an attack roll. You are going to be following this thing, and hold on, this is the hatchling. You're going to be following this thing, and I have the hatchling's picture up here just because think of the hatchling but bigger. You're going to be following this thing, lock onto it, shoot a bolt, and it is going to hit. As you strike it, it looks at you with intention. All right, that is your turn, Azure. Oh, hey, it's the.
I think I guess having
turn?
2 attacks doesn't make a difference.
Not with the
a
crossbow. Crossbow has a
Okay.
loading property. You can only get 1 attack off a round.
Got it.
All right. At which point, the Phoenix is going to drop down in front of you, Azure, and I just had its PDF up. Where did I put this PDF? Here we go. And let's look at this thing. All right. It is going to drop down in front of you, and this one is at a D8. All right. It's going to drop down in front of you, and it is going to screech. As it does, you can see the rain that is coming from this storm starts to swirl around it violently. At which point, it is going to make 2 claw attacks at you, and it is going to hit and hit. All right.
Okay, any damage?
Yes, I'm rolling it now.
Cool.
All right. It is going to deal 36 points of damage as it lashes into you with its talons, critically striking you. With that, I guess it's going to stay there and screech again. It's the squirrel's turn. They take damage from the aura, which is, at this point, a d6 plus 8. They take 9 points of damage from the aura. And let's see, they took 8 before. And that is going to be 9, which puts them at 17. You can see a couple of the squirrels have fallen, and the rest of them aren't looking very well. At this, I think...
Can I use...
Go ahead.
Oh, never mind. I think that only works if something attacks something else.
Yeah. I think at this, they are going to take the disengage action and start running in a different direction. They run 30 feet from you. It is Nyoka's turn.
Nyoka is going to yell, "You idiot! He more match than us. We gotta go!" And he is going to run. He's going to start running away, but he's not doing his full force run away. He's waiting for Azure to to leave as well.
All right. So Nyoka, you can run 30 feet and ready an action to dash as soon as Azure runs. Is that fair?
Yeah, that
Okay.
sounds good.
All right. Azure, it's your turn. You are going to take a d6 plus 8 from being in this thing. You take 14 points of damage.
It's me at 0.
All right. Nyoka, Azure, you look at Azure. He doesn't. The water whipping around torrentially, like as he looks up, kind of like puts his hand in front of his face. These beads of water are almost piercing as Azure faints under the storm. Azure, you're at 0.
Yep.
Didn't we give you the Undead Fortitude feature?
Yes, I don't know if I have it written in here, but I have it.
Alright, you can roll me a Constitution saving throw DC 10 to remain conscious at 1 HP.
DC of 10, you sure?
I believe so. It's either 10
It says
or
con
half the damage
saving
you took.
throw, DC of 5 plus the damage taken.
Oh, 5 plus the damage taken. Okay. 19? Is that how Undead Fortitude works? I don't feel like...
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think that's Undead Fortitude. Hold on. Give me 1 second. I'll make sure I'm not cheating you. Alright. Let's see. Zombies have Undead Fortitude. Let's look at them. If a creature reduces a zombie to 0 hit points, it makes a Constitution. Yep. 5 plus the damage taken. DC 19.
And what kind of save was it?
Constitution saving throw.
Okay. Nope.
Alright, Azure, you go to 0 hit points. Nyoka, out of fairness, I'll let you change your ready to action. Azure goes down. What do you want to do with that ready to action?
How close is the Phoenix to me?
To Nyoka? How does how's 40 feet sound? Is that, or you know what, I'll say Azure was running towards you 15. Well, you ran away your full movement speed. So I'll say it was 10, you ran away your movement speed 30, so it's 40. And I'll just keep it fair.
Well, Nyoka looks at Steve and says, "Gonna miss him," and yeah, I'm probably gonna leave him.
All right.
Nyoka is not a good person to. He realizes he got into way over his head. If the Phoenix, what he'll do is he'll move. He won't move the full distance he can. He'll just move again his. He'll move his and see if the Phoenix will like go after something else. And if that happens, he'll run and try and grab him and get him out of there. But,
okay, yeah, so if you don't completely dash away, you see as the top of the next round, as soon as Azure drops, the Phoenix turns its head to the fleeing swarm, flaps its wings, and it is back in the air, leaving Azure alone.
Then Nyoka's going to go run and grab him.
Okay, it makes another attack attempt at the swarm, by the way. It's going to hit with one of its claws. Yeah, okay, so, Nyoka, you run back for Azure. Azure is dying. You can either just pick him up and run away, or you can roll me a medicine check on him.
I'm gonna run away and hope for the best, and then I am gonna drop him and use one of Kaya's
Healing potions?
healing potions once we're a little bit further. So
All right.
basically, he's got a death save. He's got a
Yeah, Azure, you... Okay, so how this is going to work, Nyoka, you're able to pick up Azure and run at half of your speed. So, you know, obviously you can
But
dash as a bonus action and dash as your regular, so what is that? You've got 90 feet of movement, and then half of that is 45. You can get 45 feet in the opposite direction of this Phoenix. Azure, give me a death saving throw. You already died once. What's the second time? Hey, look! You're rolling over 10s!
Higher than 10. Hooray!
Hey,
All
good
right.
job.
That's actually good.
At that, Azure, you only really needed to not nat 1 that save, so I'm not going to make you guys roll for... Well, I guess, no, I won't, because Nyoka moves before you, and he'll shove the healing potion in your mouth.
Right.
And I believe it was a regular healing potion Kaya had. Let me open up his bag.
Yeah, it wouldn't have been a very big
Yeah,
one.
we just made a regular one so far.
Nyoka also tells him Kyra's gonna be mad.
After you
take-
give me the potion?
Yeah.
About what?
We can't take this thing. We wasted resources.
If I had the chance to hit it with my sword, maybe.
Oh, yeah,
Y'all
but-
gotta go get an Isaiah to eat it.
We done. It's like Nyoka's going back. Nyoka doesn't want any part of this. He already got in trouble
no.
from Kaya before.
Maybe later in my life. Alright, let's go. We'll head back.
Alright, so the only issue is you guys are in this thing's hunting ground, which it's preoccupied, and I'd say, you know, 2 turns of running, you guys are able to, like, flee from this thing's, hunting ground. At which point, it, doesn't seem to, follow or, track you. And if you guys head back to Lothrone, it's going to be, you know, 8 hours of travel to get back there.
If you need rest, we can stop.
Nyoka don't need rest.
Yeah,
You're the dude that don't need it.
That's the only reason you guys were able to travel through the night. And
Right.
you're immune to disease, and Nyoka's a lizard folk who lives in swamps, so I didn't
Exactly.
make you guys roll any checks against the weather. That said, though, it is the next morning, and we'll come back to you two, because for the rest of the party, everybody waking up, I had cards set aside. Let's go with this.
Sorry, quick question. Was I able to grab my crossbow?
I'll roll you a percentage die for Nyoka. Nyoka's got sticky fingers. It was I'd say it was a 70% chance Nyoka grabbed the crossbow, 1 through 70. Nyoka grabbed it when he grabbed you and ran. And 71 through 100. Better just be happy Nyoka grabbed you. 89. Nyoka saved your life. A
Alright,
crossbow can always be bought.
Yeah, I'll drop that off my character sheet then.
Let's see. Okay, hold on. I had cards set aside. Kaya, Lex. Oh no, not Kaya. Lex and Anaziah.
Hi.
Yep.
You each wake up, and you are just not feeling your hottest. Your chest hurts. You get a little coffee. The next morning, there's a sluggishness to your step. For the most part, you got a pretty nice rest. The rest of the party is awake.
Goddamn.
Nyoka,
goddamn right.
yeah, Nyoka and Azure are not back.
That's it. We're done.
Kayeth is going to say, I will send him a sending, and then we'll see. Perhaps Nyoka's on his way back. Perhaps he found the stick. We'll see. Kayeth is gonna send a sending. He is gonna say, Nyoka, it's morning. We need to head back to Coven. What is the status of your hunt? Inform me, because today we leave. Yeah, any 24 words. All right. Yeah, he sends a sending to Nyoka.
When did I get it?
So you guys went. It took you 8 hours to get to the hunting ground. I'd say probably about 40 minutes to an hour to track and engage with the creature, and then start running away. So that's 9 hours. It took the party 8 hours to get, or not 8 hours, 4 hours to get back, and then they needed to complete a long rest at that, and so you'd probably be getting it 3 hours after your encounter with the Phoenix. Like, you and Azure are licking your wounds and heading back.
I'm gonna say, heading home, boss. Sorry, it was a failed attempt.
How many hit points did that potion give?
A D4 plus
I think it's D4 plus 4?
I'll check for you.
I'm not sure if that sounds right.
I'll let you roll the D4. Go ahead and roll the D4.
2.
Alright, healing potions. Restore by the base amount. Oh, potion of healing. I was just like, why is it not in the player's handbook? 2d4 plus 2. So roll one more d4 and then add 2 to it. And you restore that many hit points.
3 is 5 equals 7.
7 HP.
Okay, and I'll use my lay on hands on myself as well. Which is 25.
Okay. You don't believe the creature is tracking you.
Okay. Alright, so he got his reply, we keep going.
Okay, well this was, yeah, and we're handling the rest of the party. Kayeth. Kayeth willing to wait. Kayeth will wait. He likes Nyoka. Kayeth is going to say to the party, they're on their way back. I think we should all have a meeting and decide what we'd like to inform them of. That way we can spend as little time on this as possible and be back in Coven.
Okay.
Alright, does the party want to do anything? Otherwise I'll fast forward till Nyoka and Azure's turn.
Wilbur's gonna call out, Brom,
Yes, sir.
let me see your weapon.
He hands the bow staff And he puts out his fist on the other side, like, yeah.
He looks at the. Is it just like a regular bow staff?
It is just a plain old stick of wood.
He looks at it. Looks at Braum. Looks back at the stick. Looks at Braum. That's it?
That's it. And then I'll spend 2 key points, and I'll make my astral arms appear, and they flex.
All you need in life.
I hand him back the stick. Can't really help
Okay.
you. He's gonna turn. Lex.
She already has one.
Yeah, I think you got her earlier.
Yep.
Or do you already have a +1
Yeah.
from me?
Yeah. Hi.
Okay,
Why?
because I've got a spare one.
Oh. You know what? Give it to me.
Wait, don't you already have one?
Yeah.
Can't give you 2. You used 2 weapons.
DM, can I use 2 weapons?
You do have a short bow and a dagger.
Alright. You know what? Yeah, give it to me. I'll swap something out.
Look at this short
Oh,
bow.
you have a short sword, and you have a short sword, a short bow, and a dagger.
Oh, I do.
Alright. Give me your bow then.
Alright, I'll give you my bow.
Alright. He's gonna take a little, it almost looks like a pin. It's just like a needle of metal. And he's gonna kind of touch it to the tip of his tongue, and there's gonna be like a small magical flash. And he's gonna etch some like very small magical runes into this bow. Make it +1 magical.
All right. You're able to infuse it, and yeah, it is now a magical bow.
Oh wait, I could do the elemental ones, can't I?
The infusions?
Yeah, with my infused items, can I make it like a... Ooh.
Hey, so this might be a bad time to mention, but I actually don't know what I traded it for. Could you tell me?
Your short sword is now a +1 short sword, so it deals, it's +6, and it deals 1d6 +3 +1, so 1d6 +4. Did you
That sounds so chaotic. I love it.
I've got it for you on your sheet. So if you
thank
see
you.
here where I'm clicking on your short sword, I don't know if it popped up for you. I'm going to say it is magical, +1, and a +1
Yeah.
bonus. So now
Oh, okay.
you should see your short sword went to +7. And I'll name it magical short sword +1.
Alright, thank you.
Why dubs? Why dubs? Anything else you get magical or fancy in the future, you can handle yourself.
Yeah. Alright, yeah, no, I'll do that. Thank you.
I guess I'll make it, if I put an elemental infusion on there, does it still count as a magical weapon?
Yeah, it's a magical weapon. Instead of the +1, it rolls that die instead.
Okay. What's your bonus with your short bow? Lex.
I think she's muted.
Okay,
Lex.
well, I can give it to somebody else. Okay, who else in the party actually uses weapons?
Out of
I have a
who's
club,
here,
but I don't think that works.
Yeah, out of here, it's Wilbert, Lex, and Nyoka and Azure. Yeah, Kaya don't need no weapon. His mind's his weapon.
Alright, I'll just keep that in reserve then, I guess.
All right. So for the rest of the party, as you guys are waiting, eventually Nyoka and Azure are going to make it back to Lothrone. Meaningful tasks you guys can do while you are here. You could try and figure out XM96's art piece if you want, and kind of watch them for 2 hours and I still don't get it. But otherwise,
Real quick, Brandon.
What's up?
How badly do I feel? Like, is it impairing me in some way? Like, or do I just feel kind of sick? Or do I feel like I'm like lacking in some way where I'm?
In Isaiah, you get up in the morning and your whole body flares with pain. Movement is hell, and you lay in bed for another 40 minutes before it kind of fades, and you get back.
Well, before I get to that, I would cast Lesser Restoration on myself then.
Okay, yeah, you're able to do so. Subtract the spell slot from yourself, but yeah, it's just like, body shouldn't do that. All right, I'm good.
Right, that was the one thing. It's like, yeah, do I?
I don't know. It's kind of hard to DM disease because it's like, in real life we don't have access to that. It's like for me, I woke up the other day and I'm just like, God, that's so much pain. I should see a doctor. Also, I don't have doctor money. Anyways, I'll just lay down for a couple more minutes and now I'm good.
Well, that's what I was asking. Like, is it like, oh, this is bad, or is it like, I don't feel so well?
No, it's a, oh God.
Yeah.
What? That movie. Hey, I should remove the family-friendly tag. Somebody already. Somebody already did. It's probably Willow-Is. Thank you. All right. So, what are we doing? Oh, okay. So yeah, the party is back together. And Isaiah, Lex, Kayeth, and Azure, Nyoka, Wilbert, and Brahm. You guys see that Azure looks maimed, and Nyoka might look a little bit cleaner. I'm kidding.
Amen.
Otherwise, the party is back together. At that, as you guys arrive, Kayeth is going to stomp out of the building you're staying in, and he is going to say, "We have forms for this. Whenever you are taking on a task, you're supposed to fill out the task on board, or rather the quest requisition form, and you're supposed to fill out both sides of it so that we know what's going on."
Azur looks withdrawn, and his eyes are kind of shot with red, so he's just sort of doesn't say anything, and kind of stares at a wall.
He's going to say, "Look, I understand you're hungry, Azure, and we have no intention of letting you fade to your hunger."
Can you?
Go ahead.
Can you drink blood without dying? I mean, without killing other people? Like, drink most of it?
My sustenance needs to be in the form of souls, powerful souls.
Can you harvest pieces of souls?
I don't think so.
Oh. That sucks.
It's kind of you to offer.
No, I was offering Nyoka, but...
That's good.
Nyoka was very helpful. I'm not going to eat his part of his soul today.
Azure.
Nyoka moves away from both of you, shakes his head, and goes, "What form did you want me to fill out, boss?"
Kayeth is going to give you, I believe you guys had the form, the task undertaking form.
He takes the form and starts making a report.
Fantastic. At which point, Kayet's gonna say, we don't have any intention of letting you fade. Our next destination is Dagger Gully, and ideally we can procure that soul for you.
Brom just says, I thought we were going to drop off the phoenixes before we went to Dagger Gully.
Of course. We head back to Coven and then to Dagger Gully.
Because we can teleport there rather than taking a week to walk.
Azur takes a
Why
ready
don't-
stance.
Nyoka's like, why don't we just go to the Darkened Vale? You'd be fine there for a while.
Because we have other things we need to do.
Like what? We've done our job.
He needs to go to the Darkened Vale.
Kayeth is going to say, the Shield Hand is going to throw this whole region into chaos if we don't come up with a solution for it. I intend to find my place among the hierarchy. And, with that, I feel like Kayeth really needs a cloak to just flail dramatically. Just, like,
Indeed.
whip it, rain and walk back inside.
He needs the cloak of billowing.
Yeah. At that, Kayeth is going to walk inside, and he's going to start drawing the teleportation rune on the ground with the chalk. And then get ready to activate the scroll.
Azur moves inside this rune.
Brom is standing next to Kayeth the whole time.
Alright. Does anybody want to do any last things at Lothrone before you teleport back?
Say farewell if the Warforged is there.
I quickly run out and heal the tree that the Warforged is tearing apart. Get out.
That would be fucking hilarious.
Brandon,
And then start running into the teleport circle. Go, light it. That's the Warforged chasing down.
actually, Brandon, Nyoka will go out, look at the Warforged, and give him some more pointers on how he can.
Okay, like while Kayeth's drawing this rune?
Yeah.
Alright. Somebody else called my name. I want to make sure I give everybody the opportunity. Did anybody else want to do anything before I move us all to Coven?
Nope.
Alright. At that, after giving a final couple pointers to XM96, the party is going to...
Hold on. Weren't we supposed to take one of the Warforged with us?
Oh, yeah, you were supposed to take
damn it.
XI with you.
What are we supposed to take away with me? Come on, guys.
XI would be coming down to like the tavern, or not the tavern, the this like storehouse. And as you guys are like getting ready to teleport, he'll be waving with his backpack and say, "Oh, I'm on my way. Good morning, fellow kings."
Morning.
Yeah, he waves to each of the Warforged he passes and Stonehearts. And he's going to step into the teleportation circle with all of you. Alright! We're back to Coven. Again, this time, the party is... obviously, you don't teleport straight into Coven. You teleport into the receiving house far to the north, and you walk through the portal door, and then you are back in Coven. Because like we have a new audience as far as like streaming on Twitch, I really kind of want to spend time describing the city and the town. But also, time is kind of a crunch tonight, so I'm not. Look at the last couple episodes, everybody, and yeah, welcome to Coven. What are we doing here? What are we doing? Oh, okay. So, Kayeth is going to say, I'll deliver a report and the items to Simmer. And I will check on my new business on Enterprise.
Alright, I'll see the eggs off to where they need to go.
Okay. And Kayeth is going to gesture to Nyoka for the bag of holding. As it does have like the 300 pounds of tapestries in it.
Yeah, Nyoka's gonna follow him.
Okay. Alright. So let me just make sure my splits are right. Alright. We got Brahm, who follows Kaya. We got Kayeth, who is Kaya. And we got Nyoka. Lex, Azure, and Isaiah. Where are you going? Are you going with Kayeth to your... Are you going with Kayeth to your agent? Or are you going to... Are you going
I'd be
with...
following Wilbur.
Okay, Wilbur.
Honestly,
Okay.
I'd be helping him with that.
Wilbur?
Kayeth.
Wilbur and me were chaos agents last time. I'm gonna join Wilbur.
Okay.
Actually,
Hey.
Wilbert sounds good. That'd be fun to watch all that.
Alrighty. Okay, let's see who I will handle first. I think I'll handle the random NPCs first, because now we need to figure out who's managing... we need to figure out who's managing the museum portion of Coven. And we can get rid of the rain. Well, I'll roll a weather die. There is no abnormal weather here, so let's go with this. Alright, so as you start walking through the massive complex that is the Galena Mave, through the various different libraries of... and the various different alcoves, you are going to stumble your way out of the Silver Sigils part of this headquarters, and you're going to find your way into the Mave proper, which is that museum that is... The Mave acts as kind of like this museum on a hill for this whole town and for like this portion of the world. And there are different people that curated and all of these different things that have just been collected over the centuries in here. And while there's nowhere immediately... Like, I guess you guys could go to, like, the aviary place, and the person running the aviary kind of wouldn't know what to do with phoenix eggs, but there are several phoenix eggs that are in the collection here. And you are going to find a scholar, a human by the name of Dira, who is in charge of curating this part of the collection. And what is her rank? Let's see, Silver Sigil. You guys, okay, so yeah, advisors, and she would probably just be a lore keeper though. You're gonna find lore keeper Dira, and as you approach her, she'll be just tending to, like, I guess, let's see, I'll roll a d6. Alright, she has 4 eggs currently on display here in shelves, and she is going to just be polishing a place where there's room for up to, like, 8 more of perhaps where they might have once rested or other things have happened to them. As the party approaches with a water phoenix hatchling in tow, and Isaiah's carrying an egg, and I think the other egg is in Wilbert's bag of holding.
Correct.
All right. As you all approach, she's going to look up at you with a bit of reverence as she claps briefly and says, "Oh my, what fantastic specimens you have!
Ahoy!
Are you donating these to the museum?"
Not quite. We've recently procured these eggs, and we intend to see them off to, what was it, the Maphis University?
Yeah, the Maphis University is currently running a breeding program for these.
These are I have another egg here. He's going to extract the egg from his bag of holding. We have 2 eggs for the breeding program at Maphis University.
Or, I'd recommend you make a breeding program here.
I think we should go with the one that's already established.
She is going to laugh just a little bit of just like, you want to donate these to the Maphis University? They'll use them and try and reintroduce them to the wild like they're doing, but it won't do any good. There's so many Terrai running around this continent, they'll be hunted the second they flap their wings free.
Oh, you mean like this one? And I point to Azure.
Whoo! Shots fired.
He's already almost got himself killed doing it once.
And she'll say, yes, it's best to let them be preserved as eggs. Besides, they're very, very intelligent creatures once they have enough opportunity to grow. Any attempts at domesticating them, she shakes her head and says, seldom go well for the tamer.
Well, that's why we made it. Unfortunately, we received these eggs, and we made an agreement with their former owner that we would see them to the Maphis University.
That's not what you said.
Xi is there.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm sorry. Well, I'll let him speak for himself then.
Xi is going to speak up and say, all I wish is that they do not suffer. It was brought to my attention that they were suffering while in my care, and I only wish for them to be cared for in a place upon which they will be able to live lives that flourish. She's going to respond and say, well, it's unfortunate, but as long as Galkin's the mess that it currently is, they're better as currency than creatures currently.
Well, you seem to be amiable to their situation. Personally, if I feel like they're safe here from roving Terrai, I wouldn't object keeping them here as long as they're safe, and maybe one day they'll be fit to release back into the wild.
She's going to nod and say, yeah, it's been we'll roll this. I'm going to say it's been 9 years since anybody's even attempted to rob the universe, or rob the Maeve. I can assure you I will take the utmost care of these specimens. And let me roll a d4. So 1 fire, 2 water, 3 air, 4 earth. She's got 1 egg that looks like it has earthen properties, 1 egg that has that looks to be a fire phoenix's egg, and then another earthen one, and another earthen one. And she's going to say, I do not have any specimens from the clutch of a water phoenix. It's been so rare since anyone's seen one flying freely.
Well, thankfully there's at least one. Still.
She nods, and she's gonna say, well, I can hatch it, but I can't... Or I can try to hatch these, but I can't promise I'll be able to keep them on the island, or even keep them contained.
Well...
But the eggs will be safe here, regardless.
Well, that's good enough for now.
I'd recommend you plan on a large structure being built to help raise them in more comfort.
She's gonna say, that's gonna take funding. Good luck finding an advisor willing to sign off on that plan.
Right?
Or even an anthelane that's willing to divert that. And the sigil, you've got to learn to do what you can on your own. That's why
Right?
most of us find our way to the Mave.
You get it. She gets it. We understand.
At
I'm
which
gonna hand
point-
her.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I'm gonna hand her over the egg then.
Yeah. At which point, she'll and let me place this of which academy you guys are in. Oh, I already said you're in the Mave proper, so you guys know where this place is in the future if you ever want to come visit them. She's going to put them on. She's going to put them on or in the shelving units made for them in the display cases, and she says, "Well, these will hatch either in a storm or submerged underneath the waves as a tide of a full moon rolls in. In either case, it looks like their period to hatch just passed, so you might have to wait another month before we're even able to do anything with these eggs."
Well, I don't feel like we intend to do anything with them. We just want them to be safe.
She's gonna nod and say, "Well, very well. They will be safe here. I give you my word." XI is going to say, "This is a deal between factions and kingdoms. What good is your word to me? I need some sort of collateral to ensure this." She's going to look around and say, well, these museums filled with treasures from all over the centuries. These eggs are worth a small fortune upon themselves. For the safety of something like this, I'm sure I can talk to my advisor and perhaps part with something here, upon which a trade for the eggs for such an item. He's going to nod and say, "Your item will be in my care, and should harm come to these, I will break it." She will nod. XI, the Stoneheart, is going to walk down the halls, his feet echoing as he looks at the different artifacts that are around here.
Ends up getting Stormbreak.
Yeah, pulls a bastard sword out of like a puddle of water, and
I shall break it.
All right.
So, before we end here, though, Brandon, I know that you said the Water Phoenix was a replacement for the Homunculus, but in character, I don't feel like Wilbur would make that assumption. He's had the hatchling with him this whole time, probably feeding it and all that, but I feel like I don't see a reason why he wouldn't try to hand it over. So, I don't feel like he would make the correlation there, if that makes any sense.
Okay. I mean, if you try and give it to her, again, this isn't an intelligent creature. It's young. So you guys know I told you I moved its intelligence down to 5 from 8. Like, as you hand it to her, she is... How much knowledge does she have that she is going to feel comfortable taming this thing? She is going to say, I'm comfortable looking after the eggs and perhaps trying to rear them, but one that's already hatched? I don't know if I could tame such a creature.
Maybe it's best we keep it with us then. That way, maybe not necessarily as a pet, but if it chooses to leave when it's strong enough to, right? It's no longer an egg, it's alive. it should be free to make its own choice.
She's gonna nod and say, if I have time to study and research for these two that you've given me, and I can learn the best practices for raising birds from as they hatch, and perhaps even implement strategies that Mother might do for them. But she's going to look at your hatchling and say, I don't feel equipped to handle this immediately.
Well,
In either case, is she evil? If she's greedy, she'd want it. She is not.
that's good.
Azure will say, so you're fully informed. These eggs have hatched many times.
And she is going to... Ooh, okay. She's gonna, look a little bit more hesitant and say, you know what? I think I'll write a letter of request to an anthelane. Perhaps we need some proper dedicated staff to this.
Yeah,
Azure will nod.
These eggs have had a rough... Or these Phoenix Eye? Phoenix?
Mm-hmm. Phoenixes.
Phoenix Eye? Okay. These creatures have had a very difficult time. Their former owner unwittingly did. He
was not aware they required food.
Yes.
Yeah, she's going to look back and say, they don't teach the the Stonehearts much more than what they need for getting the tasks done that was assigned to them.
No.
Yes, he understands now that's why he gave them to us. We'd be able to provide for them better than he would. We understand its needs more. But he wanted to make sure we weren't just selling them. That's why he accompanied us here.
Oh.
I will definitely lend my recommendation and to your out of character. What was the word? Ace, the thing.
Anthelane.
The anthelane.
Yes.
I and many here would definitely render under recommendation and wait to your anthelane when you go to speak to them. Would you like us to write a form and sign it for you?
She is going to shake her head and say, no. But if I could get each of your names, I'll make sure that you're included in. Oh, actually, no. Silver Sigil doesn't deal in names. And she'll say, no, I'll inform them of how we acquired these and what needs to be done. The logic itself should be sound enough to convince. She looks back at Xi, though, who is walking, through these halls, and is going to say, that doesn't look like any Stoneheart unit that I've seen from Heimsdale. What was its purpose?
He's trying to find a new one. And he's trying to find... So he's...
She's going to say, no, the XMs are mage units, the XJs are juggernauts. I haven't heard of an XI unit.
I couldn't tell you.
She shrugs.
Maybe he would... That's something you should ask him.
She'll say, well, I'll have plenty of time. In any case, she bows and says, thank you. for this amazing donation today.
As long as you take care of them, thanks enough. For me, anyway. I don't want to speak for the others.
No, I agree.
All right.
May they know more than hunger in this life. As the hunger reflects in his eyes.
She will. Yeah, at that, she'll say, I'll definitely ensure that if I am able to hatch them, and we are able to care for them, that the time that they spend here will be prosperous.
Excellent.
All right. Let's end for that part of the party, and let's jump over to... Let's see, we've got Kayeth, Brahm, and Nyoka heading to meet with Simmer.
Yay.
Get paid.
It's time to get paid.
Oh, 10 gold
Simmer
pieces.
is the one that kind of eludes me every single time. I made a character portrait for her, and I keep saying I'm not uploading the character portrait because I want to sit and actually upload it to her card. But unfortunately, every week I keep saying oh, she's already a rolled up character, and then I don't add her in. So let me just go and upload her portrait. Simmer. There we go. And I will fix her stats later in the future if I need to. Alright. Simmer and advisor to the scholars in Coven. And all players. There we go. Alright. You are going to go and find Simmer's office. Simmer's office is a smaller affair as she spends very little time moving in and out of Coven. As you step in, Simmer is going to stand up with a huge grin on her face and say, "Hot damn, you're alive!"
I'm not there.
Yeah,
Of course we are.
Kayeth, Brahm, and Nyoka, and she's gonna say, "It's been so long since I heard from you." All right. The situation. Let's start with the situation inside of Miss Haven. Kayeth is going to speak up and say, there's unrest inside of the city and the temple. The people have consulted their gods. They're pushing to elect a new leader. A new trial was going on as we left. Simmer's gonna look and say, "Well, that's kind of disheartening. Do we know who their new leader is?" Kayeth is going to shake his head and say, "No, it wasn't our mission." She nods and says, Of course. Relations with the Warforge? Kayeth is gonna say, they won't join us in any types of they won't join us in any type of open treaty as far as arms go, but the good news is they won't be joining any conflict the Shield Hand starts either. We've established friendly relations with them, and they've donated phoenix eggs that we've brought back to the university. Simmer is going to raise her eyebrows a little and it's oh. Go ahead.
Nyoka's going to interrupt and say, we do have an opportunity. They like things like paint and trees and things like that. We could gain favor really easily with them with minimal items for trade. Might be wise to have some friends in that area of power since it's north.
She's going to start she's gonna nod at that and then say, "Yeah, but until we can get an Arcanist who's willing to travel out there, those swamps are dreadful by my memory. Not someplace we can easily just teleport in and out of."
We currently have a Warforged here you can talk to.
She's gonna tilt her head and say, "You brought one back?"
Well, yeah.
Why wouldn't we?
She's going to shrug and say, "I just assumed they were a little bit too violent to be hanging out with the rest of civilization. The last time we heard from them was a couple years ago when they tried to take over Low Lakes."
They're happy now. And they seem to have garnered a more modern approach, and Nyoka pulls out the stone tools that he stole and shows it to her.
Kayeth is going to look down at those, look up at Nyoka, and just keep a straight face.
Nyoka's like, I borrowed these.
Simmer is going to turn them over in your hand and say, "Very well then." Her tail begins wagging as she says, "Now for the thing that both of us are very concerned with. How was your expedition into the kayak ruins that were found? Was it lucrative?" Kayeth is going to gesture for the bag of holding and say, "Yes, we were able to acquire 2 artifacts from within the vault. However, there is still some sort of strange creature converted into its spirit converted into magical energy guarding the place. It's been killing everybody who goes down there." At which point, she's going to say, "Oh yes, I've had my ear to the things that the Crown has been sending out and the jobs and people that they've requested. They've sent quite a few into that tomb, but so far not much information of what is or what was down there." And she's going to say, "If they're all being killed in the process, would make sense why nobody really knows." Her tail begins wagging a little faster and saying, "Well, don't leave me waiting." Does Nyoka let Kayeth have the bag?
No, he's just gonna pull out he's gonna start pulling out the stuff.
All right, you have a big tapestry and a small tapestry.
What about the pins, or is that in the other party?
The
two writing implements.
I think
Inaziah
I have
picked
one.
those up.
I have one. I think Wilbur got the other one.
Yeah, Inaziah
Okay.
and Wilbur have them.
So I don't have those. Okay.
Yeah. She is going to her face is gonna light up at this, and she's gonna say, "Oh, I know a member, or rather, I know a seller in Dagger Gully who could get us top coin for this." She puts the fabric to her face and it's like, "Oh my gosh," or "Oh my god, you wouldn't even know it was stuck underground for 500 years? What did they make this out of? And these patterns." She looks.
Nyoka is gonna be like cloth.
Fabric. That sort of thing.
Softwood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At any case, she'll take the big one and say, "Well, this one's mine to sell, and like I said, I'll give you your commission. And the second one, I believe the deal was that you can make a or that I'll take a portion of the sale, and then whatever you make off of it is yours to keep. I'll send both of these to my seller. In any case, I think 2,400 gold should be fair.
Yeah.
That wasn't the deal, was it? I don't think that was the deal.
Yeah,
Did
it
you
was.
say
Yeah, it was.
2,000?
Yeah, I was gonna say, if Braum
That was the
remembers
deal.
the deal, Braum can say the deal. But if Nyoka's saying that's the
No,
deal,
we got one and she got one. She wasn't
you
taking
roll
a
me a history check.
No,
wasn't
there was
taking
a
a-
cut. There was a
No,
cut.
there was no cut. There was no cut.
This deal has been furiously negotiated and renegotiated, so much so that I had to write it down.
Yeah, but she only ever got to get one artifact, from what I recall.
Yeah, we got one and she got one. There was no cut of her getting the one of cut of ours.
So from what you remember, for Braum, you guys did settle on 1,700 gold, for the commission of hers, and then she said she would sell a second artifact if you guys found her one and give you majority of the money. I've got 1,700 plus selling second one on my sheet. That's the
Yeah,
deal
but-
I've got.
That's right.
Yeah, that's kind of checks out.
But I don't remember her ever saying that she was going to take a cut of the second one.
Yeah, she did. It's a very
I mean-
small cut, though.
Even then, this is not a bad deal.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's $2,000.
this was just Havoc saying this out loud. I mean, I thought I remembered it differently then. If you guys say that's what it is, then that's what it is.
I thought it was different too, but again, I'm not there, so I can't make any.
Yeah, at that, I guess if there's like a little debate about
no,
this,
it's fine. I don't know if they're one way or the other with me,
Yeah.
but it's just.
no,
No, because Braum wouldn't actually say anything
okay, yeah.
He-
At that,
because that's not how he is.
she'll take the two tapestries, and by take the two tapestries, I mean like you guys just unfolded a probably 100 pounds of cloth. Like this is probably like a 3-foot tall stack that you put on her desk that she is not moving at all. But yeah, she'll get it packaged. She'll say, I'll get it packaged and I'll ship it to Dagger Gully. And that should conclude our business. So I suppose it's on me to see what's next for this region.
Man, I wish I was there right now.
Go ahead.
Did Kaya tell her about the water?
Oh no, he did not.
So Nyoka is going to tell Kaya to tell her about because
Yeah.
Chain of command.
chain of command.
Right.
Yeah, so Nyoka's gonna pull out the what is it? What was
Piece
it?
of
What,
bone. You gotta,
what's the bone that I traded for?
Oh,
the water spirit.
The
yeah,
water
bone of
spirit.
The water spirit. Yeah.
He's gonna hand that to Kaya and say we should tell her about this.
She'll look at you guys doing the dealing, unless you roll like a sleight of hand. So Kayat's gonna look down at it and say, "Oh, yes, of course. We've come across another interesting thing. The shield hand. The shield hand acquired the skull of a large creature, one said to be a water spirit that protected the waterways of Lothrone." Simmer's going to turn her head around and say, "Why would the shield hand have any interest in water?" He's going to shrug and say, "Well, she traded several water phoenix eggs that she had on hand. I believe she is experimenting with something. Simmer is going to rub at her chin before she says, I read your report from Kytelis Falls when you encountered that individual in the swamp, that elven woman. What was it that you said she was doing to the water? Kyath is going to say, we're not certain. And do you think the shield hand has knowledge of what's going on? Simmer rolls a intelligence. Guys, this is my third nat 20 of the night.
Nice.
She's gonna.
Okay, we're
No,
not
don't
fighting
say
any-
nice. The last nat 20 almost killed your party member.
Well, I mean, we're not in combat though.
Yeah, fair.
Hey,
To be fair,
everybody's
he
got
kind
a
of
list of
deserved it.
characters to. Everybody's got a list of characters for backup. Let's be honest.
Simmer's going to say, if she knows whatever this circle is planning, I don't doubt that she's planning against them too. This is going to become a very, very interesting form of chess we're playing here.
Go talk to her and ask her.
Talk to who and ask her?
I'm not there.
Yeah. Simmer's going to look to the party and say, alright, if you were the the party, Brahm, Kyath, and Nyoka, and say, if you were the shield hand, what would your next play be?
Try to resurrect that, whatever that giant snake beast head she got was.
Simmer is going to nod and say, yes, that would be quite a feat. How about you, Nyoka?
Well, Nyoka's just here. Nyoka doesn't have the brains to do that. Nyoka find information. He doesn't know how to put it together. I would assume that they need the skull for something. Why the skull though? Is it to resurrect a big beast? And if so, what's the point? They spent lots and lots and lots of money, so it has to be very important.
Simmer nods and says, I'm kind of an aficionado of collecting obscure lore. The Kayak Empire was destroyed because Olivia severed the Kayak Empire's ability to draw magic from the land. Severed their entire ability to connect with it. How they connected with it and how their structures and their ability to draw magic from Ilderon itself worked, that information's lost, and what Olivia did to break that connection also lost. I don't simply think she can resurrect this creature. If this creature is Kayan in origins, it likely is dead for a reason. Summer is going to walk back and forth thinking for a moment and say, if I was in her shoes right now, I would want to find out exactly what these women are doing to the water. Find a place where it's been tampered with, and if I'm experimenting with ways to fix it, start my experiments right there, securing a site. Simmer nods, thinking for a moment, and then says, "All right, I'll give you a bit of leave as I make our plans for this region. What you do and where you go is your own free will. I'll send you a sending when I need you. Kayeth is going to bow, and Kayeth is going to say, he'll look back at Nyoka, then look at Simmer and say, Advisor Simmer, I was hoping to be moved from a field agent to becoming an advisor of my own, and perhaps I can work with you in brainstorming this and maybe apprentice under you as an advisor, so that when I get my own command, I might be a little more well-versed and capable of handling it. Simmer is going to smile and say, you want to become an advisor? You don't have to be talented or knowledgeable or even capable to be an advisor. All you have to do is be willing to put your head on the line when things go horribly, horribly wrong in whatever place they trust you with. Best to save your neck and save yourself from responsibility and stay an agent. Kayet's gonna say, no, it's my goal to someday find my rightful place in the hierarchy, and I don't believe that place is as an agent. Simmer is going to shrug and say, well, alright, sure. In any case, you're probably picking one of the worst times to become an advisor. We'll see if we can stop this continent, though, from going to war. Our all-out war. The North's already kind of lost to that. She chuckles. Kayeth is going to walk to Nyoka and Brahm and say, I think this is where our travels together will end. Being your agent and being your companion has been some of the most fun, insightful, dangerous, terrifying, nightmarish, inducing, and rewarding experiences I've had. And I hope that each of you are able to find your place in the hierarchy. As agent, I suppose it's my job to promote the next agent that will take my place. I don't trust Lex.
Hi.
I'm just being real. I don't think Inaziah knows other people, other than his studies, exist.
Oh.
Wilbert's a little fresh
It's true.
at this.
True.
Asher's got a good moral code. Brahm, you're kind of reckless.
Wait a second. What do you mean reckless?
Kayeth lays out every single trap you fell into. He's gonna say, that leaves... God, Nyoka's kind of shady. And Asher didn't display... Kayeth is gonna say, I'm sure the hierarchy will reveal itself to you, and the agent among you will reveal themselves.
So you're passing the buck.
Yes.
Smart.
And,
To who?
To nobody, leaving it to us.
Oh no.
Whoever figures it out.
We don't need no leader.
I guess the
even
moral
pirates have a
code guy
captain.
should be the leader.
At which point, Kayeth is going to turn around and start chit-chatting with Simmer. They start talking
Alright.
smart people talk.
Well, we weren't in the same room as them yet, Lex, so...
Yeah, you weren't. I will say, though, probably by the time that this conversation's ending, you guys can make your way over to, what is this, the Academy of Insight?
I think so.
Yeah, you guys will know where your advisor's office is, even if the Dungeon Master doesn't remember where I placed her.
Oh, so
Let's see. Anna Raylis is in the Academy of Insight. Simmers in the Academy of Innovation.
Hey, Brandon,
Yes.
does Kaya hand out the gold he said he was going to hand out?
Oh, yeah, at which point, Kaya will explain to Brahm and Nyoka, and he'll take a portion of the gold out, and he'll say, alright, this cut is mine. We've all done fantastic, and this is the amount that everybody is given. And I trust each of you... No, I trust you, Brahm, to distribute it to everyone. Let's
Good.
see.
Good call. Good call.
Probably not the best thing to convince the guy trust the guy who was muscle for a corrupt person.
And then more muscle for a corrupt person, which
All
is
right.
both of you.
Well,
I mean,
I'm rolling, like, as this conversation is happening, the party's coming up in the Academy of Innovation, of, like, walking through the
There we
hallway.
go.
So you guys are gonna be, like, together as, like, Kaya is going to say, everybody out of this bag gets 357 gold, and,
Thanks.
Wilbur opted out of the party fund, so it's 357 to everybody but Wilbur does get a cut of the tapestry fund. So everybody hold on. Okay, so you can add 357 gold to your inventory, except Wilbur, and everybody is going to get a voucher from the Silver Sigil Quartermaster for an additional 343 gold. So 357 gold, and then you guys can request as you want 343. Wait, did I confuse myself? Okay, adding 357 gold, that counts against your weight. 343 gold as a sheet of paper. It does not count against the weight your character can carry. All right. With that.
Quick question though. That was for the tapestries, right?
Yes.
Do we go to her for our pay for completing the task of finding out what the shield hand was doing in Lothrone, don't we?
I mean, knowledge is its own reward.
That was our mission. So we completed the side mission, and that's the 343. Right?
You want
our actual mission was also completed.
Yeah, and I mean, I feel like the payment there, like Simmer kind of knows that Silver Sigil work doesn't really pay. Kind of pays in the connections you get. And the tapestry was your ability to kind of get extra pay, like, while you do your job. Because that's
well,
business,
yeah, but we get paid a little
personal business.
We get paid a little bit. So I'm not expecting like a 300 thing, or like maybe like 20 gold for the others. Right?
From Simmer, nah. Like she'll let you. Yeah,
I tried.
She'll
So
let
we did
you
all
know. She'll let you know of just like, oh, you know, if you feel like your gear needs like a little polishing up or something, here, and she fills out a little requisition form and kind of hands it to you guys. Guys can add 1 loot point to your character sheet, but also don't say we did all of that for nothing, because you guys just got essentially 600 gold and 2 loot points from the vault. That, like, when you guys went and raided that, and you guys got connections and stuff all over the region over here, and you guys got 3 phoenix eggs. Like,
well, we didn't actually profit anything from the phoenix eggs.
I didn't get anything from the eggs, yeah. That's ridiculous.
I have to say that's y'all's problem.
I don't know what you guys want me to tell you. Yeah.
Nyoka would have been on the side street hustling the eggs.
Yeah.
Guys, I talked him up to a loot point already. It's time to stop.
Yeah.
I was like, guys are kind of rolling.
Loot point is fine.
So we each get a loot point too?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck yeah.
All right. At that, Simmer has given. Oof.
Oh,
Kayeth did say he
Brandon.
was going to make sure Azure gets fed. At that, he was like, as the party's like standing out in the hallway, like talking. You guys are going to hear Kayeth and Simmer chit-chatting back and forth before she says, "Sure, fine, whatever." There is a scribble, and she's going. Like, there's a scribble on the desk. You hear something being written, and Kayeth comes like running to the hallway, and she says, "Oh, and Kayeth, tell them to check in on our sale while they're there." And he'll say, "Yes, of course." Kayeth comes out, and he's going to hand you guys a form signed off for the advisor, and he's going to say, "Well, Simmer comes up with our next course, or your next course of action. I got her to sign off on this for you, Azure." Azure, Kayeth hands you a sheet of paper. It
Received
is
it.
a all expenses pass to Dagger Gully. As in, it lets a member of the divination team. It lets a member of the divination team know that you have clearance, to teleport to Dagger Gully.
And back.
Yeah, we'll get you back. Originally, I didn't think to put that on there, but yes, I'll say that. Like,
all right.
Kayeth and Simmer are smarter than Brandon is.
Brandon,
and that's
before
for the whole party, like all 6 of you can go.
Brandon,
Shelby.
Before Kayeth leaves, Nyoka's going to pull out of his bag, and he's going to hand him a gift. And it is an abacus that Nyoka has intricately carved with ivory beads that he stole from Aurelius. And he hands it to him, and he's like, "Good luck, boss."
All right. Kayeth will take it and say, "Nyoka, I hope you find your place in the hierarchy, and I hope that place is somewhere far more wonderful than at the Blue Lady's side."
Keep sniffing, boss.
You too,
Keep
Nyoka.
sniffing.
You too. All right.
Good luck on your rise, man.
Kayeth is gonna nod and stay behind in the office as he enters the NPC fog. Fate gathers around him. He seems to fade out.
Back
Okay.
to the ether with you.
Suddenly disappears and loses all personality.
Mr. Stark, I don't feel so good. I'm kidding. Oh, speaking of which, Lex, I rolled a check for you. You coughed.
Hi.
You coughed the next time Lex was supposed to say something. So if Lex just spoke, instead of speaking, Lex, you coughed. Otherwise,
Lex just
you're all
dies.
good.
Does Anazai notice her like feeling sick, like really sick?
Lex is just pushing through it. Lex is just like, I'll die when I die, but not right now.
Don't need
So like
no
you don't see
stinking
any signs
healthcare.
or anything.
No,
All right.
not immediately noticeable.
Okay.
Oh, I walked out of the session room back.
All right. What do you want to do tonight?
Go shoot someone in Dagger Gully.
I want to
Or
look over
rather
at
this-
them and
yeah,
see
more.
if they're in good health, if possible.
You want to look over at who?
Just see if they're doing better than I am, because I probably should have healed myself by now.
No, I'm saying, who are you looking at? I didn't hear the start of that.
Oh, everyone, the whole party.
Oh
Just
yeah,
left.
yeah. Everybody's doing pretty good. Everybody's on their, probably everybody's on their B game right now. Losing Kayeth kind of hurts. Like, he's kind of the brains of this operation, but that's not to say there's not a lot of great potential here.
Well, Azuro's going to cast Cure Light on himself.
I mean, Lex has got a lot of street smarts. They grew up in Leetris. They survived Beechwood
Hi.
Retreat. Brahm's got
Yeah.
a lot of street smarts. Grew up in Dagger Gully, kind of one of the hardest places to live in Ilderon. Azure has been alive for a while. Nyoka's sniffing. Nyoka was sniffing, wasn't sniffing, started sniffing again, and probably
You
is
just can't
the
kill my-
best, yeah, sniffer. And Isaiah's got brains too.
His own thing going on.
Yeah. And
I'm
Isaiah's just
supposed
got
to be
his
good
own
with
research.
wisdom, but I fail every check.
Sometimes ones do that. All right. Do you want to head to the Academy of Divination and use your teleportation voucher?
I would think we would stay the night there and rest one before we get back into.
Well, it depends on how desperate Azure is, which he's getting pretty desperate.
We'll be fine.
If
Then I think-
if it gets desperate, we'll just ask Kaya to come here. We'll knock him down. You can steal his soul.
Are you guys saying this out loud in the hallway?
Well, he's an
Yeah,
NPC.
we're
though,
saying
you
it
can do that.
right in front of Kaiath.
And Caius goes, okay, you guys should leave, go to Dagger
Can
Gully
I have
today.
that voucher back? Okay, thanks. I'm kidding.
No.
All right.
Leave for Dagger
No, you
Gully
may not.
tonight. Go.
Do you guys want to rest here for the night, or do you want to head to?
We can
DG?
rest and hit like first thing in the morning.
All right.
We rest and then we teleport.
There is some stuff I kind of want to cover at Coven for the evening and day. I didn't really prep it because I expected you guys to dip in and dip out. Do you all mind if we stop here for the evening?
No.
Awesome.
All right.
Beans.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
We'll pick up in Coven. We'll pick up in
It's
Coven
one of
next
the-
session.
I have a quick question for you, though. One of the
Yes.
things to do with the shop that's here.
The shop.
Yeah, are you working on that? Otherwise,
No,
it's just
no. The shop
gonna
was.
pop in, sell. I was
the
gonna
sh-
sell the Reaper I picked up from the Cape. And see if there's anything that just catches my attention that's there.
You were going to sell. What did you pick up from the Cape?
The rapier.
Oh,
The
the
sword?
rapier. Okay.
Hey,
yeah,
sorry,
we'll-
y'all. I have to leave. Like,
Okay,
now.
all good.
I
We're
apologize.
about to end
Yeah.
the session anyways. So
Alright.
flying frackerdoodles.
Huh.
Okay, cool beans. Never mind.
We can also sort that out next.
All right.
next session, Brandon, it's just
Okay, all good. Yeah, well, we're gonna do it next session because there's more things. If you guys remember, there is a daughter of Gendawai that is inside of Coven, and I have not forgotten about her, and things are happening with her. So
Another one that keeps
So
bothering Lex.
she's a demigod's daughter?
oh, the daughters of Gendawai. That is,
Did you-
those are the.
Oh, right.
of
Yeah,
this
the
campaign.
cult. The
Yeah,
cult.
the cult.
Yeah, we need to hear about what she figured out about her.
But
he
yeah,
figured out about her. Whatever.
There's a lot of fun stuff that we'll be able to tackle next session. All right, so let's do experience for tonight. I'm gonna give everybody, it's definitely just like one milestone because you guys finish the quests. You have a good idea, I guess, of what the shield hand is doing, and I will award major inspiration if anybody can try and guesstimate what her next plan is.
No idea.
That's fair.
I'm still going with
I think
reviving
she might be retrieving something from the bottom of an ocean because she's got some freaking airships and water elemental. And
All right.
she may be using the Black Elf technology to reconnect the kayak technology to the natural source of his energy, so she can resurrect the beast. Something. Like
She's headed for the Coven.
Wouldn't that be something?
attacking Coven that did come to mind too.
I'm gonna
Yep.
give you guys 2 ticks of major experience tonight. and say 1,200 experience, or no, 1,400 tonight, and milestone for turning in your quest. The gold and stuff is its own reward, and I'm going to give inspiration tonight to I'm gonna get an inspiration to definitely Wilbert for offering to give up the baby Phoenix hatchling. And I am also going to give inspiration, I think. Well, this is tough. I only give out 2 a session, but I feel like Nyoka choosing to leave or on the very slight chance save Azure of just like, Nyoka's not a good person, but God, is he the best Han Solo character we've got. I'm gonna give it to Nyoka for tonight. Do you guys want me to roll, or do you want me to?
Yeah, roll.
Yeah,
Okay.
roll it.
So, Nyoka's Han Solo, and since I'm protection, does that make me Chewbacca?
Yeah.
Yes. First one's for Wilbert, second one's for Nyoka. Nyoka, I'm gonna move that up to I'm gonna move that because 50 isn't a lot. I'm gonna move it up to 600 experience.
You can spread that to everybody.
Okay, so 1,500 for everyone tonight, and the prayer of inspiration for Wilbert.
What does a milestone mean?
If you guys get to, I think at this point you're at a tier where it's 5 milestones or something. If you get to a certain number of milestones, regardless of your EXP, you level up. There's certain points in the story that are just like, we're moving forward, and if you guys truck through the story faster than I anticipate, I need to make sure you're high enough level for it.
Are you keeping track of that, Brandon, or do we
Yeah,
need
I'll
to
keep track of it. Do you?
Okay.
Yeah.
So
we're
yeah,
at
just the milestone.
18,258 now?
Yeah, I'll do the math off of stream.
I thought it was 18,108.
I have
personally.
108.
I have more experience than you guys do.
Then yeah, you got 250 more than us,
Well, 150.
or 150. Yeah.
All right, everybody who is watching, thank you for watching. I'm going to end the broadcast. Goodbye.
Bye bye.
Oh, wait. Last thing we do on broadcast is we schedule your next session. 17th of October. And ideally, it will be spooky.